Mike P, salute to you, my boy. Salute to you for finally deciding to take a stance. For finally deciding to stand on your own 10 toes, bro. Remain 10 toes down, bro. And do something that you wanted to do. Not something that the machine wanted you to do. These are just the types of things that happen, bro. When the machine does not care at all about their battlers, bro. Their product, bro. The most important thing that the machine has to offer us. This is what happens when the machine does not care about battle rappers, bro. Let's talk about it. First of all, I just want to say that I almost couldn't believe that I saw what I saw. When I saw Mike P pop up on the Trenches card versus Rosenberg Raw, I could not believe it. I could not believe it, and I could believe it. The reason I could not believe it was because Mike P is a good person. Mike P is a good person. He's demonstrated that throughout his time here in battle rap, bro. Mike P is a very passionate person, bro, when it comes to this art. Mike P is a very specific type of person. He's a loyal individual. So long as you're being treated fairly, of course. Should be the case for any and everybody. But I first couldn't believe it. My first initial reaction to seeing Mike P on the Trenches was, wow. Wow. If we didn't know about all the shady business going on over at URL and all these things, a lot of us would question and wouldn't be able to understand why it is that Mike P would deflect on the URL, bruh, and battle for the opposition. A lot of us wouldn't understand it, but because a lot of things have been being exposed this year, as far as the business goes, as far as how URL treats their battlers, as far as how they book battles, as far as what they do, the politics, we do understand. And this is what I mean when I say I could believe it, but I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, but I could believe it. I couldn't believe it because Mike P would be someone who would be very loyal to the brand, to the company. He's demonstrated that, bro. With Caffeine, with URL, bro. Mike P hasn't been getting the proper bookings or looks for the longest time. Yet he remained under the URL corporate umbrella. He remained under there, bro, for a very long time. A lot longer than I would advise anybody to be under an umbrella if they're not happy or getting what they deserve. Was there for a very long time, bro. Stuck with the URL, bro. Doing battles that he didn't even want to do because the URL wants him to do it. But this is the type of person, the individual that we're talking about when it comes to Mike P. Somebody who cares about his craft. Somebody who cares about the rap aspect of battle rap. Genuine individual, at least from what I see. So I couldn't believe it because the way that it looks is, okay, URL is currently in the middle of a war with Chrome 23, RBE, Eazy'S the Trenches, Eazy the block captain himself, blase, blase, blah. But now Mike P has deflected, bro. Mike P has decided to make a point to the URL, bro. Mike P has said, yo, you know what? And it's interesting because I don't know if y'all saw when Mike P did a blog not very long ago, maybe like a week or two ago. Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago, maybe. Where Mike P was speaking on the URL and the politics for a very long time. Had a very big issue with the fact that he never gets any of the looks that he deserves. He doesn't get what he deserves. He doesn't even get booked for very good or solid matches. He doesn't get anything from these people, bro. This is when I started thinking, all right, so I could believe that Mike P actually will battle on the Trenches. Because as loyal as Mike P is, or as loyal as Mike P could be to the URL and the machine, they are not loyal to him. They do not have his best interest at heart. To them, Mike P is expendable. To them, Mike P is not a big enough draw. To the URL machine, Mike P is not enough for them. Even though he's the type of person that puts his all into a rap battle, even though he's the type of person that doesn't choke and shows up with 3 rounds every single time, even though he's this type of person and this type of battle rapper, the type of battle rapper that you have to have respect for. Not the one that's very popular in the moment, so that's why people like him. No, the type of battle rapper you got to have respect for, bro. That's who Mike P is. So I could ultimately believe it, bro, when Mike P decides to take a battle on the trenches to basically make a point to the URL, bro. Now I start to think of situations that recently came up. I start to think of what is the possibility, right? Or what are the chances that a Mike P will attempt to sabotage an Eazy the Block Captain card? That thought runs through my mind, of course, subconsciously, not because I want it to, but because we know the history of the URL. We know the history of battlers that battle on URL consistently. We know these situations. It literally just happened on Eazy's The Trenches 1 card, where the URL took off like 4 or 5 battlers from his card, completely ruining and sabotaging the initial card that Eazy the Block Captain planned for. Luckily, he was able to make it up. We even had the Danny Myers situation, where we all believed that Danny Myers was actually going to end up doing the card. Even though 4 battlers had already dropped off the card, we still believed that Danny Myers was going to be doing the card. But what did Danny Myers do 2 days before the Trenches Part 1 event, bruh? Dropped from the card, bruh. Dropped from the card, bruh. We still haven't figured out till this day if that was a legitimate backing out of the card, like legitimately 2 days before, or if it was a planned situation to sabotage Eazy the Block Captain's card and not allow him enough time to come up with another battle, not allow him enough time to make up the battle with another couple of battle rappers, bruh. So when we look at situations like that, now I'm thinking, okay, Mike P is a URL battler, bruh. He is a URL battler. So what are the chances that Mike P would pull or do something like that? It happened to Rosenberg Raw, and he's going up against Rosenberg Raw. So what are the chances that this might happen? But then I go back to what I was saying at the beginning of this blog, right? Mike P has proven to be a pretty loyal person, a genuine individual, somebody who's honest. That's what I get when I watch a Mike P live stream and a Mike P blog, and he's sitting there spewing his thoughts out and letting us inside, letting us in. That's what I get. I get that this is a pretty genuine guy. It's a pretty honest guy. I did feel the same way about Danny Myers. So that can't be, you know, that can't be the reason, you know, that I feel like Mike P might also back out of the card. But the thing about Mike P is that if you go back and we watch that Mike P blog where he's talking about the politics and the business over at URL, Mike P is very clearly, bro, demonstrating and letting us know how frustrated he is at being treated the way that he is over at URL. He's expressing his frustration and letting us know how he feels when it comes to that type of situation. And that alone makes me believe that Mike P is going to go through and do this battle on the Trenches card. I do not believe that Mike P is at all going to back out of a situation on the Trenches 2 card. Because I believe Mike P is at a point where he has to either force URL to understand his value, or he's going to remain not valuable to the URL. I feel like Mike P's at a point, and he's been at this point, where you either have to force these guys to see your value, bro, in some way, shape, or form, and if you don't or you can't, they are never going to see your value, and you're going to remain on the bench, bro, for the rest of your career, being used as a chess piece, however they want to use you, bro. And I feel like Mike P has come to that epiphany, bro. He's come to that epiphany. And I feel like sort of kind of like Easy the Block Captain did, and taking a stance and doing that hitman battle, even though he was instructed not to do it. I feel like that's also kind of a motivation for somebody like Mike P. Mike P sees that and understands, like, yo, I got to take control of my own career. I have to do what I have to do. I can't keep depending on the URL machine to book a battle that I might potentially like. I can't keep waiting on the URL machine to feed my family, bro. I can't keep doing this. So Mike P has officially made the decision, bro, to go get a bag somewhere else, bro. Outside of the URL. Now, if y'all ask me, right, do I think that Beasley or the URL is going to try to get Mike P off this card? If you ask me, yo, Dro, Battle Booth, do you think that Beasley and the URL is going to try to get Mike P off this card? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, they're going to try to get him up off that card, bruh. But this is where Mike P's character is going to be tested, bruh. Mike P, I feel like, is about to be tested. He will get... Hopefully this is not a situation where Mike P just took the battle just to be able to negotiate and to be able to wheel and deal and say, oh, okay, I'll do this on URL. I'll get off the trenches card if you guys give me this for you. Hopefully that's not what we're doing here, Mike P. I swear to God, bro, this better not be what's going on here, bro. Because if it is, bro, we're going to be on your neck, bro. Forget about what happened with Truffaut, Swamp, Holmesy, Danny, and all these people. No, we're going to be on your neck, Mike P, if you decide to pull some sneaky-ish like that, bro. So please don't let this be that. Because I'm supporting your move, bro. I'm supporting the fact that you are deciding to take things and matters into your own hands. That's what I'm supporting, bro. I don't really care too much for a Mike P versus Rosenberg Raw battle. But that's not even the point here, bro. The point is bigger than that. The picture is much, much bigger than that. The bigger picture is Mike P is taking a stance, bro. And Mike P is just one of the latest battle rappers, bro, to do this, to take action as it pertains to taking a stance, bro, and taking career and taking full control of your own career and your own future. That's what's important here, bro. So Mike P, don't pull no bull-ish, my man. Please don't do it. I know the URL is going to call you. I know they're going to try to talk to you and negotiate with you and probably offer you something. But trust me when I say, bro, that if you take your stance and you actually go through and do the battle while the URL is trying to get you off, they're ultimately going to have more respect for you, bro. Trust me. Trust me. Because that just shows that you can't be turned. Like, you can't just come to me, offer me a bag, and have me lose my integrity, my morals, and my honor, and you can't just do that. People respect that, bro. People respect that. So Mike P, when that situation comes, when that time comes and you get that phone call saying, hey, Mike P, we have a lucrative offer for you, hang up the goddamn phone, bro. Tell him you should have had a more lucrative offer for me when I was loyal to the URL. You should have given me these opportunities when I was loyal to the URL. Not when I decide to take my career and my future into my own hands, bro. Salute to you, Mike P. Let me know what y'all think of that, man. You already know what it is. It's your boy Joe coming at you live and direct from the battle.